Yo, what is good, everybody? It is Rainy Hall of Fame here, and today we're back at it again with another 2K26 video. I'm going to be showing you guys, as you can see by the title, how to play MyCareer the way you want to play MyCareer, the way you want to do it, exactly how you want to do it, with no restrictions, no barriers, completely free. So how you want to do that is, let's say you want to use your MyPlayer, right? Let's say you want to use your created player in your MyCareer. So let's go to your MyCareer player. Alright, real quick before we get started, a word from our sponsors. Today's video is brought to you by W Energy, and I'm excited about this one because W officially partnered with the channel. Their formula is made for gamers, which means no jitters, no crash, and zero sugar. Perfect for long gaming sessions or late night grind sessions. If you want to try W for yourself, use my code RAINYHOF at checkout to save 10% and directly support the channel. Every order through the link in the description helps me keep making content for you guys. Shout out to W for the partnership. Now let's jump back into the video. Alright, once you come in here with your MyPlayer, usually what people do is they come to the progression and attributes section, and they go in and they create a player, and they go in and they like take a picture of their attributes here and then put it in to the new player, right? But there's some things that you're going to be missing out on, like some attributes that don't appear here, that don't show up here at all. And how to get to those attributes, you want to go to your seasons tab, not your seasons tab, my bad, your MyCareer tab, and go to stats. And then you want to head over to the roster and use your right stick and click that in. So, and this menu will pop up. Now you want to use RT or R2 if you're on PlayStation until you get to the attributes tab. Okay, so this is your attributes tab. It's going to tell you every single attribute that you need for the creative player. So for instance, there's going to be things on here that don't show up in your attributes tab, like pass IQ, your post hook, your post fade, offensive consistency, help defense IQ, just a bunch of this stuff. Once you get down to the very bottom, it'll tell you what your potential should always be 99. So knowing this, let's go back to the top. Knowing this, we can actually move forward and actually do what we're trying to do. So you want to take a picture of what you just saw of all your stats, right? You want to head back to the main menu and head over to the features tab. Now in the features tab, you want to head over to create a player. NBA player, of course. And then add new player. Okay, so now this is completely optional and completely up to you. If you want to edit his appearance to look exactly like your MyPlayer, you can do that. I already did that, so I don't need to do that right now. You do want to come to the Vitals tab, and you want to go and switch everything that you want to fit your MyPlayer. So for instance, position, secondary position, age, jersey number, all of this stuff that you don't think matters will matter. Okay, this is almost the most important thing. Your peak start age and your peak end age. If you have this way too high as default, like say 40, 45, whatever, then your player is not going to progress as early as he should. Peak end age is also important too, so when he's going to be digressing to where he gets to the maximum point and then he starts digressing or regressing. You always want to have your potential set to 99 because that's what your MyPlayer is in your MyCareer. But yeah, just go in and check all of these and make sure they are to your liking. Your play style matters too, only if you're going to be simming some games. So this is what your player is going to prioritize and focus on in his simulated games. Alright, so this is the most important part. All those pictures you took of your attributes from your attributes tab, not your progression tab, they will all be translated right here. So again, your post fade and your post hook doesn't show up in your progression tab. They will show up in your attributes tab though. So you want to make sure you follow my tutorial to a T, otherwise you're not going to see all these stats in the progression tab. So if you want to make them exact like your MyCareer player and play MyCareer with this guy, you can even, okay, so your tendency is going to be a little different. So this is going to be how you want your player to play when you simulate games. So this is all completely up to you. hot zones and badges to me don't matter, but if you want to put them on, you're more than welcome to. Your player automatically gains badges as he plays in the NBA, so to me it doesn't really matter. I think it's more realistic if you go in with no badges, so you can gain badges as your career progresses. Now this is what does matter, your signature. So this is going to be your jump shot, your free throws, your go-to, your dribbling, your dunks, your layups. All of your animations will be here. So if you want to check those on your player, what you have, you can do that and translate them over. Now what you want to do is you can hit complete or export your player. I will show you why that's needed in the future, or if you want to do it a different way in the future. So you want to hit complete right now and or export your player. Okay, so you keep changes and return. Okay, so you should see your player here. Okay, now what we're going to do is create a draft class. Now this is important because if you want to import your player into the MyNBA, you're going to need to do this. He's going to need to get drafted. Okay, so you press create draft class, NBA. Now if you don't care, you can just do new draft class if you want to start in the modern NBA. But what I like to do is I like to start from the 2010s era, because that's where I grew up watching the NBA. So if you're like me, you can select any year, but go to historic drafts, and I'm going to select 2011 draft class. You can select any draft class, any of them, but this is what I'm going to select. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is scroll all the way down to the very bottom, because it goes by overall. And once I get here, I'm going to select A or X if you're on PlayStation to edit this guy. Now this is why you need to export your player, because now you can select import and then load/download NBA player, and now you can select the player that you just exported, right? So if I select this guy, import appearance and attributes. That's going to be important if you want the guy to look exactly like how you edited him, and his attributes going to transfer over to this new guy. So import, so everything is the exact same that we just made this character not too long ago. Okay, then you just hit complete and then keep changes and return. Alright, you will see your guy show up here, whatever name he is, age 19, whatever, right? So let's say you didn't export your player, right? And you just want to use your created players and transport him into the NBA, right? So this is your created player. You press A on his name or X, and then you want to copy him to the draft class. And it's going to ask you to remove a player to replace him with, right? So you press OK, and you again scroll all the way down to the very bottom. And the reason why you scroll down to the very bottom is because you don't want to replace anybody who's actually in your draft. You want to keep all your realistic players that was actually in your draft there. So you take out a player that was never in your draft, like a created player, auto-generated player from 2K. So this player obviously never existed in the real NBA. So you select him and replace, and you say yes, right? So now there is your player that you just put into the NBA that you just created. Like, you didn't replace anybody, or you didn't edit anybody, you just replaced somebody. So that is how you do it. Then you press start to save. So this is going to be brand new this year, so you press start to save your draft class before you can just press B or circle and it'll ask you to save it. So this year you have to press start. Now you select new file and name it whatever you want. I'm just going to put a bunch of H's for this video, and then you do a description, same thing. I'm just gonna do a bunch of H's, and then it's gonna ask you, would you like to upload it? You say no, because you know we need to upload it. Nobody wants your draft class, or nobody wants your my player draft class. So then you're gonna back out and you're gonna say yes to this, to unsave changes, because you just saved your file. Alright, so now all the hard part is basically done. You back out to the main menu again and you head over to MyNBA tab and select MyNBA again, and head over to a fresh save file, and you can select any era you want to. For me, since I selected the 2011 draft, I'm going to head over to the LeBron era, which starts you in 2010. Alright, from this screen you just want to press start, select a team. Now this doesn't matter because you can change to whatever team your player gets drafted to in the first place. So I'm just going to select the first one for the sake of the video and press start. Okay, now when it asks you what draft class do you want to use next, you're going to want to press load/download draft class. Okay, you're going to do user created draft classes, and you're going to slide over to where it says my files, and then select the draft that you just made. So for instance, ours is the HHHHH, right? All right, since the draft class that I made was in 2011, we are in the year 2010. So what we're going to do is we're going to press A or X on the first file or on the first practice day, whatever, and then simulate regular season. So it's going to simulate the entire 2010 season. So go ahead and do that. Okay, this is important too. So unless this matters to you, you're going to go down to the very bottom option and press disable CPU trade offers. So this is going to pop up a lot. Injuries, trade offers, scouting reports, all that shit. So right now you're just going to press always have CPU adjust rotation. Again, when it gets to the prospect scouting, do the same thing. Press Y or triangle to do always have CPU handle prospect scouting. Alright, so you're always going to have this. You never can automate this, but at the trade deadline you just want to say no. Unless you do want to make offers, but I always say no. Alright, now it's going to go through all the trophies and performance awards. So you just press start again, and then simulate the playoffs. You press start one more time. You press A or X to continue. Press start again, and start one more time. So now this is where it kind of matters, like what you're doing here. So you want to head over to the NBA draft and press A or X, and then press yes. So when you get here, you want to press A or X again, and the NBA draft is going to start. So you press A for next. The Utah Jazz is now on the clock. Your player, depending on what his overall is, will be drafted first almost always, but if he's a low overall, you might have to wait a few. But my player, I think, is in the top running, so he might be first through fifth. I wouldn't put him anywhere under that. So let's go ahead and continue. Isaiah Thomas, he got first. Kawhi Leonard got second. Jimmy Butler got third, which is crazy because he's actually on the Warriors right now. Okay, so I got drafted fourth overall. So when you get drafted, all you have to do is press pause and sim to end. And remember what team you're on. So in my case, the Raptors wound up drafting me. So you press pause and sim to end. And then you press yes. So let's just say you're not a high draft pick. What you could do, instead of just waiting the entire time to get drafted, you could press pause and send to end just like we did, and you can search for your guy's name in the draft. But we got drafted fourth, so we don't got to worry about that. So we got drafted to the Raptors. So what we do is we back out of this and we press B to bring up the menu, or circle if you're on PlayStation. Go down to options, settings, and team selection. Okay. Then you can press A or X to deselect the 76ers and head over to the team that actually drafted you. So in my case, it'll be the Toronto Raptors. So I press A on them, or X, and then press start to confirm it, and then yes. So now your control team is going to be the Toronto Raptors. Let's go ahead and advance to the next season. Okay, before you get to actually advance to the next season, I forgot, you have to select your next draft class for the 2012 or whatever is your next season, your next year that you're going into. So for me, it's gonna be 2012. So we didn't have a player edited for 2012, but if we did, we would go in and load and download the draft class. But since we don't, we can just use the 2012 draft class as normal. All right, now once we're here, you can now change your settings to however you like. So for instance, I like to play on 10-minute quarters, and I'm gonna change my simulated quarters to 10 as well, so we all can match up. And if you like to play on Hall of Fame, you can do that. I like to play on All-Star, so I'm gonna keep mine the same, but you can switch yours to whatever you like. And if you want to control your player, like act like it's just like MyCareer, you want to head to the Options tab, Settings, and Position. Now it's going to say Player Lock or Position Lock. You want to hit Player Lock, which it's automatically defaulted to, and then you want to press RT or R2 until you see your player's name. Alright, so there is my player. And all I don't have to do anything except for press B or circle. So I don't have to press A or X to select them, or press start or whatever. All I have to do is just hover over him and then press B or circle to back out. Now that is saved. Okay, so now if you want to see your guy in the starting lineup, you press B. Every time you want to bring up this little menu here, you press B, or you can flick up on the right stick. So you want to go to front office and roster, and you can see your player anywhere on the roster depending on wherever his overall is. Now if you want to change his minutes, that's a bit different. You want to go to coaching and coach game plan, and then all teams, and you can kind of see what the coach is going to give him. Now to me, I don't like to change this that much because I like to play it like MyCareer, so I don't want to go in and have too much control over the team. But if that's your thing, you know, you can do that as well. You can influence trades, you can change your players' minutes, whatever you really want, to be honest with you. But to show you guys, this is just like MyCareer. I'm going to go ahead and jump into a game, and you can see me controlling my one and only player on the team. Alright, so now this is your first time in the play now. Your camera's going to be a little wonky, right? So you just press pause, change your camera, and you're good to go. So now you can just play as normal. You know, as you pass, you're still controlling your player. That's about it. Alright guys, if you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Please leave a comment to let me know that you watched the video. And big thank you to our sponsor, Dubby. Again, their link will be in the description down below. And I am out, bro. Peace.